Hi there. We've been tying a lot of trout flies for lakes and rivers. We've been tying salmon flies. But another little pleasure of mine is I like to go fishing in Ireland or Scotland, fishing traditional style on lochs for wild brown trout. And one of the favourite flies to use over there is a Bibio. I'll show you what it is in a second. But I'm Rob Waddington, and today I'm going to show you my version of a Bibio. Okay, I'm going to put a traditional heavyweight trout fly, size 10, B175 Camasan if you want to know, and tie a body with black thread. Touching turns all the way down the fly. Using this little tag to keep you on the straight and narrow there. Now the thing about these Bibio flies, I think they're supposed to look like flies that are blown off the heather moors or whatever onto these wild trout lochs, but basically it's a bushy fly and it's used as a wake fly, so it's going to have a very bushy body. Now then, so to start with, I'm going to tie in a hackle, a black hackle. I'm going to tie in a black cockerel hackle in at the base there. And then I'm going to tie in a little bit of silver thread for the rib, which we're going to put in later. So they're all in, ready to use later. Now the body, big bushy body, we're going to dub in some imitation seal's fur, black to start with. So dubbing, get your wax, block of wax, rub it quickly along the thread. As it melts, warms up, melts, sticks to the thread a little bit. And we need a bit of dubbing. Okay. So I've got a little bit of synthetic seal's fur here. I'm going to put a bit on the... I want a fairly heavy bushy body, so I'm putting a fair bit on this one, as opposed to some of the other trout flies where we just need a suggestion of it, but I'm going to put quite a lot on this. Traditional trout fly, going to make a real wake in the water. Wrap that round about to halfway, because if you notice, if you've seen a Bibio, we've got a little bit of red. So I've got a little bit of red seal's fur here, going to just dub that in here. And tie that in the middle there. And then the rest of it, black again. Just creating that shaggy, scruffy profile there. Then I'm going to take my hackle and wrap it up the body. Be better if I had those hackle pliers, wouldn't it, Graham? Tie that in. Perhaps I can pull some of those off, they're a little bit alright when it's finished. Then just a little bit of a silver rib, just to give it a little bit of flash, tiny little bit of flash, and also beds that hackle in. going to get another hackle. Okay, that's suitably scruffy already. I'm going to just tie another hackle in the head here, just to cover a little bit of that. So I'm going to tie the hackle into the head there. 3. Chop that off, and then we spin this round the fly here. And tie that in. Good job I told you it was my version of the Bibio. But it's alright, and I'm going to just pull that back a little bit, build up the head, and just tie that in facing backwards. I'll tell you what, I bet that would catch fish. Right. I think a bit of super glue on that. The thing about this fly, it's supposed to be straggly and scruffy, but I'd be quite happy to fish that on a trout lock in Ireland or Scotland. Bibio, RW version.